Hey, Jim the Steam Clown here. Here's a Canvas tip on quizzes and quiz banks and how to kind of organize those, make it easier for you to like do a bunch of stuff. So here's a scenario, right? I've got a set of questions, quiz questions here in this module that I need to update because there's some stuff I wanted to change, some text I wanted to change, and I actually want to change all the questions that are associated with this. And so now I have to actually replace them and change them, right? Well, that means you have a quiz bank. And so in this class, and just so you can see what I do, I actually make a whole bunch of classes for just like major modules, and then I just import all those classes into one class, and then I use those to import to make my actual Canvas tile for my students. So in this case, I've got a class orientation tile, right? And in that module, right, I've got a class participation question, the weekly question that they're going to basically review and reflect on what they did that week and kind of gauge like where they're at, right? So I want to know, how they're doing, right? So I created some quiz questions, all right? And so if I come in here to my quizzes, and then instead of opening a quiz, I go over here to my three little buttons here, and I say manage quiz banks, right? So in this class, I have basically three uh, quiz banks, right? Um, and I tend to move everything out of unfiled questions. I move them into another, a filed one. And you'll notice that this quiz bank title has a parentheses one in it. And the reason I did that, the reason I put that little parentheses one, is so that I can easily find it. Because here's the thing: if you got a bunch of classes uh, and you have a bunch of quiz banks for each one of those classes, when you go to search for a question, uh, all of your quiz banks show up, right? It's your account quiz banks, not the quiz banks for just that class that you might be looking at. And so here's how this works, right? I come into my modules. Uh, let's see. Okay, what I was doing was actually updating all of these. And I'll do another little thing about like my little icons, my little emojis that I put on here. But all the ones without and all the ones that are like 171 point or 1071 points, I'm changing those, right? So I wanted to go in, I went in and um, I edited the information for this particular class assignment, and I want to replicate that now, update all my other ones. So copy that. I go back to my module. Um, I'm actually updating some that don't have any questions at all. So let me just show you how to do that. So here I've got a placeholder. It actually didn't have anything there. So I'm going to go paste this assignment explanation instructions in there. These kind of questions, I always make it so they can do multiple attempts so they don't mess up on their writing and whatever. And they're like, I didn't do it. So I give them multiple attempts. And then if I go over to my questions, here's where it gets really important to like put that little label on so you can find it because it orders all of the quiz banks in alphabetical order, and the parentheses one is a guess, alphabetically smaller than an alphabet A, right? So if I come over here and I say find question, right? Lo and behold, look at that. There's my class orientation, right? Right? It's not like mixed in somewhere in all of these different other quiz banks. And so if I'm doing a batch thing of lots of updating of a particular um, uh, quiz question in a particular in a particular class or whatever, uh, I can find them really easy, and it's already like highlighting it, and it's already by default setting it. So all I have to do is just click on it. I don't have to like search down for something and then click on it, right? It's just already highlighted, already clicked. So I just go, okay, those are the three questions I want, and they're in the order. That's also when you do the titling of them, I think that it puts them in alphabetical order here too. So if you also want them to be in the order that you want the questions to be in, fiddle with the titles so that you can actually get them into the right order. So then you don't have to reorder them if you need to inside the question. You're just like done. So now I'm basically done, right? I add the question, it's done. I've added these questions, the details are all right, and so all I need to do is click save. Bam, done. Cool, right? Good tip. Hope that helped. Bye.